omnivores are beginning to question the ethics of animal agriculture and the practices surrounding them. But is that going to be enough to get them to stop eating meat, to make that connection between the meat they're eating and what's happening in the way the animals are being raised? Hi, it's Fee here, the healthy vegan author and creator of the Gold Card Vegan resource website. Now, apart from street activism, there really doesn't seem to be any education around understanding that the piece of meat a person is about to buy or consume actually was once a living, beautiful, sentient being. I'm actually just going to digress here for a minute. Here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, we have a Ministry for Primary Industries. It's an actual ministry within our government system. But within that ministry is the Animal Welfare Office. We are still facing considerable resistance to the separation of the two. They simply do not go together. The farming of the animals is always of greater importance than the animals' welfare, and that's the rub. Here we are led to believe that farmed animals have a great life, are well looked after, and then killed humanely. And humanely killed is an oxymoron, just in case you didn't know. Well, it doesn't happen that way. There are actually many people who hate the thought of animal cruelty, but they still eat meat. And they still eat the meat that's being raised in dreadful, terrible conditions. Not only that, but they also have the belief that some animals are meant to be eaten. Now, in a way, they're kind of right, because those animals are bred purely to be eaten. We vegans would like to see these animals bred out of existence or back to their wild heritage. Now, the question of why we eat some animals and not others has been around for a long time. Dr. Melanie Joy finally came up with the answer and coined the phrase carnism, C-A-R-N-I-S-M. It's an invisible belief system that conditions people to eat certain animals and not others, so cows rather than cats, etc. It's a fascinating system, and I encourage you to learn more about it if you've not heard about it. Further on this subject is by psychological scientist Dr. Julia Shaw. This is from her book, Evil, The Science Behind Humanity's Dark Side. Excellent book. But she also explains that money changes the relationship we have with meat. So the fact that there is a price tag on the piece of meat somehow makes it seem less offensive. Money and the whole business structure can act as a buffer between ourselves and where the meat came from. So when I'm out talking to people about animal rights, I keep these two systems in the back of my mind. So a case in point happened not that long ago when two women approached the video that was on display. They gasped and they looked away. They happened to look in my direction, and immediately one said, "I can't watch that. I can't stand the thought of animals suffering." To which I quickly asked, "So you're vegan?" And the response was, "Well, no." And this is where I grasped that this woman's belief system is so ingrained that she is unable to turn a blind eye to the suffering when she is in the supermarket and reaching for the leg of lamb or pieces of chicken. She just does not make the connection. The meat industry has done an excellent job of distancing us from the realities of how animals are farmed and butchered. The terminology has been slowly changing, taking the animal out of the equation. For example, the words production and process are used for any part from farm to table. Animals going to slaughter, as they did in my day, are now being processed, not slaughtered or butchered. Does this make it better? Well, perhaps for the consumer, but certainly not for the animal. It seems that the industry will do anything to remove the guilt someone may feel, especially as veganism grows and people become more aware of animal welfare. As for the two ladies I spoke to, we had an excellent conversation, and I know that their hearts are in the right place, but the question is, can they revisit their belief system and bring their actions in line with their heart? I certainly hope that they do take the animal into consideration the next time they plan a meal. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe, hitting the notification bell if you want more content. Remember to have great food, make it plant-based, and be compassionate to all animals, even humans. Bye for now.